Hi, we're back. It's Gallagher on Showtime. We're having too much fun here today, aren't we, gang? It's Showtime comedy. No, it isn't. Hey, you know, I'm stewed. Okay. Hi, gang. It's Gallagher on Showtime's Leap Year Marathon. We're having a great time. We're setting new traditions, doing things a new way. We're having lots of fun. What are some of the new traditions we have? Well, on Leap Year now, you stay in bed all day. That's a good idea. So I'm doing this next part of the show lying down. What am I going to talk about? I think if we're going to set a new tradition, let's do a new tradition on turkey dressing. I never get a good turkey dressing, one that I like. And now turkey dressing starts with, first of all, cheap bread. Cheap bread, boys, what could that mean? Nothing. Now, what you do with this is you take it out of the wrapper before you're going to do your turkey, about a day before, and you throw it outside for the birds, you see. But the birds won't come and get it because it's still, you know, too wet. So what you do is you let it dry out. Just before the blue jays start to come and get it, run outside and grab it because it'll be just right. Okay, now leave that outside. Isn't this fun? These are all new traditions. Don't you love leap year? Every 4 years, new things. How about new bowls? Wouldn't you like new bowls? Throw those out. 4 years is long enough to have to deal with one. Well, those are pretty good. Let me have those back. But anyway, now we've got our bread outside. What's the next thing we do? The day that we want to do our dressing, we go in from our turkey and we get our, first of all, our neck. Now, never hold a neck over your face. This hardly ever comes up in regular cooking. And you use the neck, and what else? Never feel around in a pot either for what you might get. This here is the, how shall we say this? This is the other end of the neck. And this is called the bishop's hat or something, I forget. Anyway, what you do is you put this on to boil. Now, you leave that on to boil for a long time. Let's put some water in there. No, the water won't do. We'll just leave that boiling. Now, while that's boiling, boils, about 2 hours, and add some carrots to that. Let's add carrots. You all know what carrots, well, excuse me. We'll just add a few carrots into there, and that'll help that. And a little bit of poultry seasoning, too. Oh, excuse me. Well, there. A little bit of poultry seasoning is nice. Also, a little bit of chopped onions. These are chopped onions. A little bit of chopped onions. Don't use them all, because you're going to need those later on. After the chopped onions, we're going to need a little bit of celery, too. Are you writing this down? You're going to love this. Write this down. It's a new tradition. So we've got celery, we've got onions, we've got garlic. We need a little bit of garlic. Where is that garlic? Always try to have things within easy reach of your stove. All right, now, not that much garlic. Just a little bit of garlic. That's enough. A little bit of garlic. Now, we're going to let that go for hours and hours and hours. And then keep putting water in until it gets, kind of a silvery color. I'll show you what I'm talking about, because we don't have time here on TV to really get this right. When it starts to go, silvery like that, then you know it's starting to get done. We'll put that in there like that. Okay, now, we've got to get down to the real, you want to get down to the real cooking now? Let's get down to it. We're going to start to fry right here at my elbow. Now, let's put this frying pan up here. Now, what are we going to fry? We're going to fry those onions that I told you about. Well, first of all, we'll fry onions. All right, onions. Are you getting a good shot of that? Onions. We want to fry our celery. We're going to fry the celery. What we're making here is something to hold this all together. I think a dressing needs to have a certain mushability. It's got to stick together, boy. So I've got my, let me just get these mushrooms. You've seen mushrooms before. You've seen this before. So you go ahead and you fry that. And, of course, you put in butter. I'll just show you what butter looks like. You've seen butter. Don't use that much butter. Use that much. Okay? That much butter. And that's about that. Let me see. What else do I have back there? Oh, this is good. No, I'm not using that now. Cooking has to be a certain time. You just can't do things ahead of time. So anyway, I'm going to fry this down. Now, when you fry that down, that'll take on like a brown color. Oh, boy, you can't get the top off the paint when you got butter on your hands, can you, kids? Let me see. Well, look, you want to pretend it just looks silver? No, let's go for brown. Actually, let me see. I've got it. Okay, now, you start to fry until it, takes on like this brown. Look, see that frying? See that frying? See that frying? Huh? Is this some frying? Okay. Now, we've got that fried, and we're boiling down over here. Now, watch this thing. You let this go too long, what are you going to get, kids? Brown. We don't want brown on that. We want the silver. Let's go ahead and put some water in there anyway. We'll put some water in so you get the idea of it. This is the stock that we're making to make our dressing with. Now, quick, run outside and get that bread from the bird, because we're going to need that right now. Okay, here's our big bowl of bread. Now, it's pretty dry now. Taking on a good dryness. This is going to be great. Now, we take what we've got here. This is nicely fried, and we put that in. Okay, we getting that? We put that in there, along with 3 whipped eggs. Let's go ahead and whip these eggs. You've seen what whipped eggs look like before, but we'll just whip these here so that you can see how... Oh, no, don't let them run up to your neck. No, keep them on your chest. Well, that sucker's too hard. We need softer eggs. All right, you whip them up, 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 and then you put them in there, okay? This helps to make it like gooey. You really want it gooey. Now, you see, we're starting to really get a dressing here. You know what I'm saying? I may count this as a sexual experience. This is really almost getting religious, because I like a good dressing. I'm tired of it. Turkey is turkey is turkey. It's almost like chicken, and sometimes it's not even as good as them little bitty birds you can get from room service. But when I get down to the dressing, I want some dressing. You know, I was talking to my dad about this, because this is important, too, to my dad. My dad says, just wait till they devalue the dollar, and then everything will be fine. We'll start selling our phosphorus. We'll start selling, that's coal. This is phosphorus. Well, it don't matter. You can put them both in there. It's American. We want to make like an American dressing. In fact, don't tell anybody, but I've got some secret ingredients that'll really help this thing to stick together. Vacuum cleaner dirt. Don't tell anybody. It's really not that dirty. It gets sucked in there with all that air, and all the air keeps going through it. It cleans it out. Really. Okay, just rip it off about halfway. Oh, don't you love it? And then you just sprinkle it in there. Sprinkle it in. See how it's making it a darker color? This is going to be great. This is going to be great. You women know that this will give you a home feeling. You know how your house smells when you're cooking your turkey? This is a way of like putting the house back in. You see? Okay. So we make our dressing. Now let's see. A little salt and pepper. Do you really think we need salt and pepper after putting in the vacuum cleaner dirt? Maybe not. Let's check around, see that we got all of our ingredients. We didn't saute the mushrooms. Did I saute mushrooms? I did. Well, it doesn't matter. Keep it on yours. You're writing this down, aren't you? This is a whole new tradition. You're learning, too, aren't you? You know, you have to look at cooking in a reasonable way. You know that if you look in your refrigerator at night, and if there isn't enough food in there to be worth as much as the electricity for the overnight, you're better off pulling the plug and letting it spoil. It's fun. It's cooking. Okay, let me look around here. I think we've got it all together. Okay? And now the next thing is to test the dressing for what I talked about, that mysterious squashability. It's the ability of the dressing to stick to the wall when you throw it. So what we're going to do is you make a little ball. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? And we're going to throw it and see if it sticks to the wall. Just like spaghetti, but of course this is dressing. Well, let me see. We'll try it one more time. Well, I think it still lacks something. But you come back a little bit later, and I think we'll have this all together. What does it lack? Oh. It doesn't lack anything. Come back a little bit later. I'll have this in the bird. You're going to love it.